I sure do like that. It's Kurt Weill's brand new song called Loading Zones on KPND. It's 12:06, which means it's time for the Radio Deli, and we're doing a couple of different things today in the deli. I've got Sadie Sicilia here in the studio. We'll talk to her in just a moment. We also are going to do some colors, bands with the songs that have colors in the title a little bit later on in the hour. And I want to thank our sponsor right off the bat, who is sponsoring today's Radio Deli, Up North Distillery. You'll find them at the corner of Celtice and Pleasant View there in Post Falls, just off I-90. Pretty cool spot. It's a distillery, a liquor store, a cocktail lounge, all in one location. So if you've got friends from out of town, why don't you grab them and head over to Up North Distillery in Post Falls. All right, Sadie Sicilia, you might remember her as Sadie Wagner, but first of all, welcome, Sadie, into the KPND studios.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So you used to play a lot with your dad, Mike and Sadie Wagner. We've been talking about you guys for years, but you are now doing your own thing.
Yes, I am. I mean, I still definitely play with my dad a little bit here and there. I've been performing with my dad since I was 7 years old. But about a year ago, I met this wonderful piano player, Desiree, who will be with me tomorrow night. And we got our own PA system. We've been doing our own gigs. So it's definitely been new and a little bit scary, but it's been really good.
Well, so now is she the classic? Does she play classical piano?
She's classically trained,
okay.
Yes. So what we do is kind of interesting because I come from kind of a rock and roll background, and I love soul and the blues. And she was more just familiar with classical stuff. So when we kind of collaborated, it's like she adds her own classical twist on some of these songs. And then we've been writing songs too. And we do more modern stuff, but then it still is like classical yet jazzy on a more modern pop song. I mean, it's super interesting.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But yeah, it's been really cool.
So you have Sadie Sicilia, and you have two bands, Queen Suite.
Yeah, that's me and Desiree.
Okay, and then Sadie Sicilia and The Reckoning. What is that?
That is my full band.
Okay.
So we had a bass player, and then he bailed out, and so my mom was there to save the day. So she's playing bass. Yes. And she's amazing at it, so that's a win. And then I've got Chris Lynch on keys.
Okay, we love Chris.
Yeah, I love Chris Lynch. And then Reese Warren on guitar. And then my drummer is my best friend's dad. I've been friends with this girl since the womb, and he is actually a guitar player, but I had memories. I really needed a drummer. I had memories of him when I was 13 playing drums on occasion. So I just asked him if he'd want to do it, because I thought it'd be cool to do it with somebody I'm so close to.
Sure.
And yeah, he was like, sure. And
fun.
He hadn't played in a couple years, but he's doing really good.
And so you also have the Sandpoint High School choir joining you.
Yeah.
So did you go to school at Sandpoint?
No. I was wanting to get them involved because my dream is to use my music to kind of advocate for mental health and suicide awareness. Mm-hmm. And I started first experiencing my anxiety issues in high school. It kind of seems to be the most difficult time for those things to hit because you don't know what's happening. And I know that there's been some suicides here in Sandpoint from kids at that high school, as well as some teachers. So it just kind of inspired me to reach out to them and kind of get the community to support each other.
Sure.
And those kids know that they're not alone, and there's other people out there. Because I think that's the most important thing, whether you know what's happening or not. If you know that other people have experienced it, then it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, I'm not crazy then. Yeah. So I just thought that would be cool to do something with them.
Very nice. And of course, as you were mentioning, you've got a show tomorrow night at the Panida. You're going to be on the main stage. That show starts at 7:00, and you and two different bands and the choir.
Yes, there's a lot going on.
So it's going to be a busy night for you. How about you perform a song for us?
Okay.
Please.
Did you want to hear one or two? That'll help me decide.
Two.
Okay. So since I was just talking about the high school choir, I'll do one that I wrote inspired by mental health and kind of the misconception there is around certain mental health issues.
Okay.
So this one, I haven't named it yet, but
okay.
Look out the window and I'm watching that rain fall. Day falling, I'm using A minor again. It seems these days all the minors are my friend. I'm so overwhelmed because I can't stand the cold. I'm all alone, yeah, everyone I love has left me and I can't see through this fog. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, but I must be weak and without faith, even though I call out to his name. And it's a choice to be happy, at least that's what they say. Then why am I in pain? Yeah, to you, I must choose to feel this way. I must choose a dark and dreary kind of day. I must want the attention. Oh. Just sit down, relax and take a deep breath. Breathe in, stop thinking about it. You said, I'm sorry, but I can't escape my head. The world is spinning and I'm feeling kinda nervous, anxious. Stop worrying, you said. I wish I knew what that meant. Oh, 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 oh. But I must be weak and without faith, even though I call out to his name. It's a choice to be happy, at least that's what they say. Then why am I in pain? I don't expect you to understand, but for the love of God, please take my hand. Please forgive me, but I tried. I couldn't handle this heavy life. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, to you, I must choose to feel this way. I must choose a dark and dreary kind of day. I must want the attention.
Wow, you just blew me away.
Oh,
What a
thank you.
voice.
Thank you.
Yeah, just floored me. You have the voice of an old soul, but you're, a beautiful young woman, but
Thank you.
that comes from really far down inside of you. That was beautiful. And you don't have a title for that song just yet.
No, not yet.
And the
I just-
lyrics, incredibly powerful too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a little bit heavy, but it just needed to come out.
I sure do like that. It's Kurt Weill's brand new song called Loading Zones on KPND. It's 12:06, which means it's time for the Radio Deli, and we're doing a